welcome back. Right. I nicked a can from my mother. I'm just thirsty and I don't want to drink water. I'm a very picky person. Right. Don't tell her though or I'll kill you all. Just kidding. Right. So we're on to the boring chapter of chapter 16, the Emptiness. Whoa, boring. That's pretty much all it is, but I'm having to read it anyway, aren't I? Otherwise people will whine and moan and say, no, you have to read it. You have to do it now. You're going to have to do all of it. That's just my opinion, though. People probably like this chapter, so I better do it anyway. I won't do it in a boring voice. Fluttershy had not left her cot. I'm moving this. Fluttershy had not left her cottage for 3 days. After returning home, the first thing she did was collapse on her bed, and in the morning she went shopping for food. Since then, she had not moved. Her friends would swim by, trying to cheer her up and convince her to go out, but none of them succeeded. Pinkie Pie even threw a welcome home party, but that only brought her to tears. Finally, she emerged from her cottage, but only went as far as her yard. It was mostly empty since she had let most of her critters go, and the farmers were almost dead from lack of water. As she watered them, she did not know she was being watched. Her cottage was on the very edge of the everfree forest, and she made an effort not to look at it. Perched on one of the trees was the very chronicle she was trying to forget. He had done nothing but watch her for... Shut up, kind of Pepsi. You're fizzing, and I can hear you. What, where was I? He had done nothing but watch her for the past few days, when he was not sulking. It had all been through the mirror until now. It ached to see her, and up close was even worse. Why did he torture himself then? He could not stay away from her. He wished he could do more than just worship her from afar. He wanted to take her in his arms and apologise for everything, and tell her how much he loved her. Then he would hold her close to his heart with no intention of ever letting go. But he had already done enough. Fluttershy! At the sound of Twilight Sparkle's voice, Discord vanished from his hiding place. The Alcon approached her biggest friend, carrying a bag of books. Nice to see you out and about, she said with a smile. I brought some books that might cheer you up. Thanks, Fluttershy muttered, but I don't think reading's going to make me feel better. Well, you have to do something tomorrow. Maybe what you need is a break, to get your mind off. She did not dare say it. Anyway, I'm returning to Canterlot tomorrow. You want to come along? She did not take time to think about it and nodded. The next day, Twilight, Fluttershy and their 4 friends were on the train to Canterlot. The others had decided to come as well for Fluttershy's sake. Though it took a while for Rainbow to convince Spitfire into letting her have her vacation. Since she had started going out with Sora, Spitfire had been a little edgy with her. Spike had to stay in Ponyville and mind the library. Each mate tried to engage Fluttershy into a conversation, but she hardly spoke a word. And then he said, I'm just a little horse. Rainbow Dash burst out laughing. I don't get it, Pinkie said. Well, if you heard Sora tell it, you'd think it was funny. Betty rolled her eyes. I've heard of love being blind, but deaf? I'm not in love with Soren. We haven't even been going out that long. Fluttershy let out a whimper that only Applejack had heard, because she was in the bunk next to her. She patted the yellow pictures on the back. You all want some pie? Hang on, sugar, she murmured. We're almost there. Celestia greeted the group at the castle and supplied Fluttershy with a hug. I never had the now I gotta think of Celestia's voice again! Ah! Vampire, if you could give me like a help with everybody else, that'll be good. Actually, I've already got help. Like, if I want to do Twilight, I go, books! Celestia. Cake? I just try and think of a British woman. I never had the chance to thank you. And that's not Celestia. That's not Celestia, that's my own voice. I never had the chance to thank you, the princess explained. What you did was very brave. She did not need to ask what she was referring to. Fluttershy remained in her room until dinner, though she could barely eat as she fiddled with her foot. I should have really paused more, shouldn't I? As she fiddled with her fork, she thought of her many meal times with Discord. He would always give her what she asked, or surprise her with her favourites. She remembered one time when he made the candles dance and the gravy boat come to life. Those little harmless magic tricks would make her giggle. Somehow, he always managed to put a smile on her face. Her lack of appetite did not go unnoticed. "Are you all right, my dear?" Celestia inquired. Fluttershy winced, as she was used to hearing that question from someone else. "I'm just not hungry, that's all." "You all want some pie?" Maybe you should get some rest, Applejack suggested, noting the dark circles under her eyes. All she did was nod as she excused herself from the table. Hold on. I've got to move this bit because this doesn't make sense, does it? There we go. That's nice. I was wondering why stuff was kind of odd, but oh well. All she did was nod as she excused herself from the table. "She's been like this ever since she came back," Twilight explained to the princesses. "Pardon me. I do not believe you have fully explained how she managed to return," Luna said. "Well, he let her go." The princess of the night widened her eyes. "Pardon?" "That's what happened. He just let her go." "But why?" Applejack shrugged. "She won't talk about what happened, and we're afraid to ask." Applejack slammed down her fork. "You all want some Sorry, people, I have to do it to get back into Applejack's sort of southern voice. And actually, this does work very much, thank you, Grandpa. "You all want some pie? You all still don't get it, do ya?" The Southern Pony then stopped out of the room. But every time though, it's like one line, and then I've got to do the "You all want some pie?" again and again just to get the voice right. Christ's sake. Sorry, people that have to deal with that. I say blame Vampire because she came up with the words and told me to do it. Don't blame Vampire. This helps me so much to do Applejack's voice. 2 hours later, Fluttershy lay wide awake in bed, staring at the ceiling. Although she was tired to the bone, she could not sleep. She had gotten used to Discord coming to say good night and then playing her lullaby for her. About a week ago, he had surprised her with a kiss on the forehead. Her mind then wandered to their last night together, when he had kissed her for real. His lips had felt so cool and gentle against hers. She would never admit this aloud, but that had been the best moment of her life. Despite what he had tried to do to her, she wanted him here. She wanted to feel his arms around her, to be secure in his embrace. She wanted to hear his voice, whispering in her ear, comforting her. She missed him. Yeah, talk about it. Thank you very much, Fluttershy. Also, this chapter makes me very depressed because it reminds me of my relationship, which I don't much have. Yeah, so this depresses me quite a bit. Which is why I don't like this chapter, maybe. I don't know. Discord is not getting any sleep either. He tossed and turned on the ceiling all night, but he could not rest. Well, maybe you just need to move your bed. He was thinking of Fluttershy, betting that she was sleeping much more peacefully now that she no longer had him to fear. It took all his cognitive power not to check in on her. He had tried to distance himself for the past few days, but the longing to see her, to hold her in his arms, still lingered. He jumped out of bed and flew slowly to Fluttershy's room. He had not touched it since she had left. He considered turning it into a bowling alley or swimming pool, anything to erase any trace of her ever being there. But how could he? He approached the bed where she had once slept. He could see her lying on her side, her chest rising up and down ever so slightly. He reached out to touch her, only to realise it was a mirage. Problem is though, couldn't this guy just like magic up like a plushy Fluttershy or like a real life zombie Fluttershy or something? Like, he's a lord of chaos. He can do whatever he wants. I know it's not going to be the real Fluttershy, but it might help to get the depression to go away. He took the sheets in his hands and pressed them to his face, inhaling her sweet flowery scent. At that moment he broke into tears. "I'm so sorry, Fluttershy. I'm so sorry." The next thing Fluttershy knew, she was standing in the garden Discord had given her. She did not remember how she'd gotten there, but she immediately began searching the chronicles out. "Discord?" she called. "Discord, are you here?" She heard a moan in the distance. She ran towards the sound, but it seemed further away with every step she took. Then she saw a broken figure lying on its side. As she got closer, she gasped. "Discord, what's happened to you?" "Ah, my foot! Ah, my foot! My foot just randomly hurt. Ow, ow, ow." The weak Draconica swelled over and smiled at the sight of her. "Ah, Fluttershy, now that I've seen you again, I can die peacefully." What? No, you can't die. You're immortal." "Everything must die eventually, my dear." "But how? I don't understand." He reached out and touched her face. "Trust me, it's better this way." "No, it can't end like this, Discord." She continued calling his name as he faded into nothing. Suddenly, another familiar figure appeared in front of her. She looked up to meet the eyes of Princess Luna. "Do not fret, child," she spoke softly. "Discord is still alive." "Princess Luna? But I saw him." "Wait, am I dreaming?" "Indeed you are." "Oh, thank goodness. I thought—" "What are you doing here, child?" Fluttershy blinked. "What do you mean?" "Let me phrase that. Why are you here and not with Discord?" Beg your pardon, Your Aunt. Why does it say beg pardon? Shouldn't it be beg your pardon? I don't know. "Beg your pardon, Your Highness, but did you not hear? He let me go." "But why did you go?" "Because, well, he didn't want me, and—" Luna scoffed. "Didn't want you? I begged to differ. I saw you two in the forest." Fluttershy froze. You saw me kiss him?" "No, I saw you dancing." "He kissed you?" The Pegasus shrunk in embarrassment. Just once." "My point is that in all the years that I have known Discord, I have never seen him look at any pony the way he looked at you. It is clear that he cares for you, and that you were happy. So what happened?"